I've had cause to have many conversations this last 2 or 3 weeks, lots of them with myself, I have to say, and lots of them based around the fact that not many of us rather, take the time that we need to just sit with it. Sit with it, whatever your it happens to be, good, bad or indifference. I can't stress enough the importance of developing the knack, whether it's just sitting and being over a cuppa and just letting your thoughts drift in and out, whether it's consciously meditating or going for a run or exercising, whatever your it is to help you to deal with things. We're not often able, many of us, to literally and physically just sit with it, wherever that happens to be. When I'm in this place, and I've just spent 20 minutes looking for my tree. I can't find it. I've come in at a different entrance I should say today, and I'm blessed if I can find the tree that I was going to sit on. So I'm going to be on a search for another one in a minute to do my actual meditation, my sitting and being. However, the importance of being able to sit with your it, whatever your it is vital, and increasingly so, I think, in this particular climate. If we allow our fears and anxieties to run riot inside our head without acknowledging them, without thinking them through, validating them, and if possible letting them go, if it's not possible to let them go immediately, then dealing with them in however that takes you, crying your eyes out, writing it down, playing air guitar, doesn't matter what it is, standing on your head, however you use the energy, the feeling that you get when you're thinking about the things you're thinking about at the minute, good, bad or indifferent, it are always accompanied by a feeling. Now, when I ask you to sit with it, I do mean literally physically sit if you can, because being mindful and accepting of everything that's happening in that moment definitely keeps us grounded. But just to sit for a minute is a bonus if you never do. Preferably for a good 10 minutes or so. Just sit. Close your eyes. It's easy to do here. Actually leaning against a tree, listening to the bird song. And ordinarily, of course, I won't be talking to you. But it's quite easy to do for me in places like this, to lose myself in my thoughts. The trick is being able to lose yourself in your thoughts without judgment of or criticism for yourself. And for anybody else actually that might happen to drop into your thoughts, but for the purposes of this, I'm talking about you and your thoughts and how they're affecting you at this moment in time. Everything happens to us for a reason. This whole scenario is happening for a reason. I've got no idea why yet, other than to hope and pray that it will lead us to a brighter, braver, more sensible, more connected world. But connection, guys, as you well know, begins and ends with us. Everything begins and ends with us. If we're not connected to ourselves on a level that makes us hold ourselves accountable for our feelings and the way we are thinking, we're not likely to be able to move forward at any time soon. In all honesty, we're just not. When we are on the hamster wheel of life, like we often are, we get away very easily. We get away with saying, don't have time for it, I haven't got the time, can't think straight, blah, 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 blah. We don't have that excuse anymore. And yet, me included, there have been days this last 3, we're now into week 4 here in the UK, there have been days in this last 3 weeks that I've done absolutely jack all, because I've decided not to. And I have still, despite not having to get dressed and go out to meet somebody, despite not having to pick the phone up and make an appointment, I've still been making excuses to my bloody self. What's that about? It's fine. not to do. It's fine just to be. But to be, in all honesty, if we're going to get it right and take opportunity where it lands, especially when it's glaring us in the eye like it is now, if we can take the opportunity to just be and learn something about ourselves, what a bonus is that going to be? What a bonus would it be if you suddenly understood why you were so ratty? If you suddenly realised that actually lack of patience is one of the triggers for the conflicts that are unfolding in your situation just now, in your house, between yourselves, your relatives, etc. What if you suddenly thought, wow, I actually like myself. I like sitting here with just me inside my own mind and just being. How many of us can, in all honesty, say that we can sit for 5, 10, 15 minutes and just, if a thought does pop into our head, either just bat it away and ignore it, acknowledge it, yep, I'll get back to you later, bugger off, or take it and try and run with it, even when we're trying to just not. It's a skill and it takes some doing, but practice makes perfect. Sitting with something, sit with it is fine. There's a massive difference between sitting with something in order to just allow it to settle so you can validate it, work through it and move on. That's one thing. The overthinking monkey is a completely different kettle of fish, so to speak, and I covered that last time, I believe. But one thing that I need you to remember on the back of all that I've just said is that no amount of sitting with anything, good, bad or indifferent, is going to get you anywhere if the feeling that doesn't go with the being isn't something that's going to propel you forward. So let me explain. If you are in a happy, joyful mood, positive, upbeat, and you totally believe that you can do ABC by the end of the lockdown or by the end of the day or by the end of the week or whenever, you're much more, I think it's something like 80% more likely to be able to do it when you feel it here. If you set yourself a goal to lose weight before the lockdown finishes, I don't think many of us will be doing that, to be fair, but nevertheless there are people who I know who are consciously trying to do that, which is fab. So you want to lose weight, or you want to redesign a leaflet, or declutter your house, or spend more quality time with your kids. It doesn't matter. If you believe that you can do it, and by believe I don't mean you're just saying to yourself, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this. That's fine. Affirmations are fine as long as they're positive. They'll take you a long way towards where you want to be. But unless you feel what you're saying in here and in here, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen because the mind monkey will have a party and he'll convince you that you're an imposter. Let's say, oh, by the way, speaking of imposters, today or tomorrow there will be uploaded as a unit in the files section some information on the imposter syndrome. So look out for that. The ability to not criticise ourselves is something that all of us, genuinely all of us, need to practice. Take any number of things about yourself that you like or you don't like, write them down, and at the side make 2 lists: the things that you do like about yourself and the things you don't like about yourself or would like to improve about yourself, shall we say. Make the lists, jot them down, doesn't matter what they are. I want to be happier, I'd like to be less miserable. You'll have noticed I've started putting mindset hacks into the group every day, and that essentially is me drip feeding you on the way to flip around the negative things that you might be saying to yourself. So watch out for the mindset hacks, because they're designed to help you guys. But make a list, make 2 lists over the coming days. The things you love about yourself, like about yourself, the things you don't like about yourself, the things you actually hate about yourself. Write them down. And then at the side of each of them, so I'm a happy person, dash. How does that make you feel? Don't just write happy. If you put I'm a happy person, don't write happy, because that doesn't count. Try and find the emotion, the actual emotion that you associate with being happy. If you've written down I'm always angry, again, anger won't count. What's the driving emotion behind the anger that you know you've got to change? When you understand better, when you better understand, proper English, when we better understand the feelings that are driving the emotions that either propel us forward or keep us stuck where we say we don't want to be, when we can better understand those feelings, we can do a lot to disempower them. We can't disempower anything if we don't know what the root cause is. If you're angry, why are you angry? You might not know why you're angry, but you might know how you're feeling in that anger. Frustrated, irritated, stressed out, overwhelmed, pissed off. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what the emotions are. The emotions that go with the mood, happiness and anger would be the moods. The emotions that drive those moods, those are the little monkeys that you need to get to grips with and find out why you feel the way you do, because it's in the feeling. That's why I would like you to get into the habit of sitting. Sit with it, sit with it, sit with it. If you can feel the emotion that's either driving you forward or preventing you from going there, if you can truly feel it, you will better understand yourself. You'll better understand your ability or inability to do the things that you say you want to do, and more importantly, you'll be able to empower or disempower those feelings, enhance or disempower those feelings, I should say, and get you further toward any goal. Doesn't matter if it's now in this lockdown situation or long term or whatever. When we believe it, when we can feel it and we believe it, one of 2 things will happen. We will either go for it and we will do it because we believe we can, or we'll be scared to death and we believe it, so we won't ever try, because we don't want to be seen to be a failure or a fool or always making mistakes, etc. The feelings that we attach to our emotions, not the emotions, are what prevent us from getting to where we want to be in this life. Watch out for the lists. Watch out for the resources for the imposter syndrome. Make your lists and let me know how you get on. Okay? And don't forget, tomorrow's Wednesday, when I actually will officially be online. And if you want to talk to me tomorrow's Chat with Sue Day, drop me a line and we can make a time to chat for half an hour or so, and I'll help you with anything that you like. Take care. Have a great day. See you later. Bye bye.